to an unmistakable crossroads. There's some in Washington, and probably some in Trenton, who want us to just go down the path we've already traveled for most of the last decade. To do the same old, same old. The path where we just throw up our hands at the challenges we face. You hear those voices now. Oh, healthcare's too hard. We can't do healthcare reform. Oh, energy, that's too hard. We can't free ourselves from dependence on foreign oil. Oh, we can't regulate Wall Street. No, that's too hard. The only thing they're offering is more tax breaks for the wealthiest few that make the rich richer and the deficit larger and leave you holding the bag. That's their idea of America. It's a path where our healthcare costs keep rising, where our oil dependency keeps on growing, where our financial markets remain an unregulated crapshoot, where our workers lose out on the jobs of tomorrow. Jersey, I want you to know that's not a future that I accept. That's not a future that Jon Corzine accepts. That's not a future that you accept. We are moving in a new direction. That's what we believe in. We did not come this far as a country because we've looked backwards or stood still in the face of great challenges. We didn't arrive to this place by lowering our sights or diminishing our dreams. We are a forward-looking people. We face the future without fear, but with determination, not with doubt, but with hope. We've always been willing to take great chances, to reach for new horizons, and remake the world around us, and that's what we must do again. I am absolutely confident that we will weather this particular economic storm. But once we clear away the wreckage, the real question is, what will we build in its place? Even as we rescue this economy from the crisis, we've got to rebuild it so that it was better than it was before. We've got to lay a new foundation that will allow the United States of America to thrive and compete in the global economy and give every young person, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, a chance at a better life. That means investing in the clean energy jobs of the future. That means educating and training those workers for those jobs. That means finally controlling healthcare costs that are driving our nation into debt. I want to just talk about healthcare for a minute. I hope you don't mind. I know it's horrible, but just hang with me. Because the healthcare debate is starting to heat up. So I just want to talk to you just for a brief moment about this. It's an issue that your governor's been fighting for here in New Jersey. The reason we have to fight is not just because we're one of the only advanced nations on earth that leaves millions with no health insurance. It's not just the fact that we spend 50% more than any other country, and yet we don't have better outcomes. The fact is that health care affects the financial well-being and security of every single American, even those who have health insurance. It affects the health and well-being and security of every single family. It affects the stability of our entire economy. Health reform is about every one of you who's ever faced premiums and co-payments that are rising faster than your salary or your wages. It's about every one of you who has ever worried that you might lose your health insurance if you lose your job or change your job. It's about anyone who's ever worried that you may not be able to get health insurance or change insurance companies if you or someone that you love has a pre-existing medical condition. Health insurance reform is about the man from Baltimore who sent us his story. Some of you know I read 10 letters from ordinary Americans every day so that I can keep in touch. I don't want to go Washington too quick on anybody. So this man from Baltimore, he's a middle-class college graduate, but when he changed jobs, his health insurance expired. During that time, he needed emergency surgery, and he woke up $10,000 in debt. Debt that has left him unable to save or buy a home or make a career change. That's who we have to reform healthcare for. Reform is about the woman in Colorado who told us that when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, her insurance company, the one that she had paid over $700 a month for, refused to pay for anything connected to her disease. She felt like she had been given a second death sentence, she said. She had to pay her own treatment with her retirement funds. That woman in Colorado, that's who we're fighting for when we talk about healthcare reform. Healthcare reform is about that small business owner from right here in Jackson, New Jersey, who told us he employs 8 people. He provides health insurance for all of them. But his policies are going up 20% every year. It's his highest business expense beside the wages he pays employees. He's already had to let 2 of them go. He may be forced to eliminate health insurance altogether. That man and his employees, that's what healthcare reform is all about. I've heard these stories in town halls. I've read letters. I've seen them on our website more times than I can remember, and so has Jon Corzine. We have talked and talked and talked about fixing healthcare for decades, and we have finally reached a point where inaction is no longer an option, where the choice to defer reform is nothing more than a decision to defend the status quo, and I will not defend the status quo. We are going to change healthcare reform. Where healthcare premiums rise 3 times faster than people's wages. I will not stand for a future where 14,000 Americans lose their health insurance every day. This nation cannot afford a future where our government eventually is going to be spending more on Medicare and Medicaid than what we spend on anything else today combined. That's what's driving our deficit. That's what's driving our debt. That's what's forcing families into debt. That's what's forcing businesses into debt. The price of doing nothing about health care is a price that every taxpayer and every business and every family will have to pay. That's unacceptable. It is unsustainable. And we are going to change it in 2009. I gotta warn you though, it's not gonna be easy. There's a reason why it hasn't happened for 50 years. Harry Truman wanted to do it. Couldn't get it done. Every president since that time has talked about it, haven't gotten it done. So it's not gonna be easy. And you're gonna hear the same scare tactics from special interest groups that have been used to kill healthcare reform for decades. So let me just be clear here, New Jersey, because you're going to hear a lot of nonsense. I know that a lot of Americans are satisfied with their health care right now. They're wondering what they get out of health care reform. So let me be absolutely clear about what reform means for you. First of all, if you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Nobody is talking about taking that away from you.